CS:GO to League of Legends. Just want to make sure that everyone's having an opportunity to play the game that they love and to be fit and healthy, of course. Okay, so let me know if you guys can hear me and everything, and I'll take your questions live, of course. So anything you want to talk about, I'm ready to talk about it. All right. So that's that. Let's get into the chat room, and we can start taking your questions and go from there. All right. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today we're going to talk about gamers rage and give some coping techniques for that, and I'll tell you about some things that I've seen in my practice, things that people have told me about that they've experienced, and more importantly, I want to share them with you so that you don't have to experience any badness. We want you to be fit and healthy and to feel really good, of course. So I'm ready for your questions. I have one here from, hold on one second, if we can move this over so I can see. This is from, okay, there we go. It's working now. So can you guys hear me? Everything sounds okay? Let me know. I see Helix V here, That Good Sir, and Gerard. Helix 5. Hey, Dr. Levi, I have a pretty bad tendonitis in my right wrist, the mouse hand below my thumb and palm side. So when I move my mouse to the right, I get a lot of pain there. Are there any stretches I can do to aid this? I already take ibuprofen and sleep with the wrist brace, but the healing process is very slow. Okay, so let's talk about this. You said it's below the thumb on the palm side when you move your mouse. So again, someone asked me even earlier on the YouTube live stream about pain in the wrists and on the from mouse use. So I want to remind everyone, when you're using a mouse, if you can, make sure that you have an ergonomically balanced mouse. Usually they're ambidextrous type of mouse that you can get. Also, when you're using a mouse, to not simply let your hand rest directly on the mouse. All right. So you want to simply just make sure that when you're using a mouse, you're moving your hand, but also not to let your wrist and hand remain on the mouse. That's on the desk, I should say. You want to keep your hand slightly up and keep your hand in the functional position here, not hyperflexed or hyperextended, but keep your wrist in a neutral position. All right. Sayino, I hope that helps you there too, Helix V. And don't take the ibuprofen too long, because don't forget that can affect your stomach and your stomach lining, of course. So I'm not a big, for short-term burst for an acute issue, like maybe a week or so. But if you're on ibuprofen for more than a week, I'm not a big fan of that, all right? The next question is, this is from That Good Sir. Hey, Dr. Levi, did you read up on Dr. Samo yet? Or what do you know what? I had some information about Samo. I didn't bring it. I apologize. I just had it was a long operating day yesterday, and I didn't think about that. I will have that for the next broadcast, all right? So I will definitely have that. I printed out some things, but I didn't read everything about it. So I give you my word, the next Twitch or maybe YouTube Live, I'll bring it up, all right? So I apologize for that. The next is from Xanthos. Looking at a wrist diagram, the closest section I would find to where I feel pain was the dorsal branch. Now, the dorsal branch of which nerve, though? You see, there's a branch back here. It's called the dorsal branch of the superficial branch. It's a superficial branch of the radial nerve, which is here. So I don't know if you're having pain here. This can often be associated with something called Dequervains. DEQUERVAIN apostrophe S, Dequervains. All right, so that's possible. So, and that we treat with a wrist brace, with anti-inflammatory medication, with acupuncture, with physical therapy, of course, or occupational therapy, and then just resting your hand more, especially at night. All right, that's really, really important. Okay, the next is from X Amduzius. This is the stream for me. Okay, great. Amduzius, I'm still super tilt from my CS:GO match 20 minutes ago. All right. Okay, Helix V, it's all good. Great. Xanthos, all good. Gerard is perfect. Okay, and Nano Noodle, all good. So I'm glad you guys can hear me because it seems to be streaming differently here on my computer when I look at it. But if you guys can hear me and everything, the stream looks fine. This is great. From Just 582, everything is fine, but stream is lagging quite a bit for me. Could be your internet. Yeah. Okay. Let me know. I hope it's not lagging a lot. Oh, hey, another person says the same thing. It's lagging also. Another person says it's also lagging. Huh. Not sure why that is, guys. I'm not sure why it's buffering a lot tonight. It really shouldn't be, because we just did the YouTube live, had no problems at all. So I apologize for that. So okay. So bottom line is, any questions, we can go over them. So I want to remind everyone, especially in the OSU community, that in about 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to have a specific video talking about OSU injuries that I've seen, but more importantly, exercise that will help that community to be healthy and fit, even if you use a stylus or if you use a mouse. Either way, the exercise will be specific for OSU. So get ready for that. I played that game today, actually. It's pretty tough. I like it. I think it's very interesting. It's very rhythmic, to say the least, but it's not an easy game. And the interesting thing about it too is the settings that you can go from the easy to normal to hard to insane. And I got on the one for insane. I was able to last for about 3 seconds. Then I was gone, kicked off. All right. So the next is from Cuddle Battery. Hey, Dr. Levi, when I do the exercises on your most recent video, I get a Charlie horse tight deep on the muscle and like the flap between the thumb and the index finger. Is that really normal? Should I be tensing less when doing the stretches? Yeah, I would say that. You're keeping your hand too tight. So relax your hand when you're doing the stretches. And the other thing, too, when you're doing the stretches, make sure that you're holding everything for at least 25 to 30 seconds. That's really, really important, because any stretch to be effective takes about 30 seconds for that muscle or for those tendons to really sort of relax and to get the effect that we want, all right? The next question is Xanthos talking about the dorsal ulnar side of the wrist. So the dorsum of the wrist is this area, and the ulnar. So this is the ulnar side of the wrist. This is the dorsum of the wrist. So if you're having pain on the back of your wrist, again, I still recommend that you're aware of several things: the sensitivity of your mouse, and also, more importantly, that you're not gripping the mouse very hard when you're using it. All right. The mouse is just a tool that you give some energy to, but not a lot. And if you change its sensitivity, that might help you also. So think about that, Xanthos, changing the sensitivity of the mouse, and more importantly, not letting your hand rest directly on the desk or directly on your mouse pad, for example, which may cause some irritation. All right. The next is that good, sir. Do you have any tips for improving wrist flexibility? My right wrist does not flex as much as my left when I extend it upward. I've been doing the stretches on your YouTube channel. Do you have any other tips? Yeah, really great. I do. So I want to show you a few. So again, I've shown these once before. I'll do it this way. So again, for wrist flexibility, you want to extend your hand. I'll do it from the side so you can see it. Extend your hand like this and push gently this way. Then you want to extend your wrist up like this. Let's do it here. Extend your wrist up and hold like that. They're called flappers or windshield type exercises. Then you can put your wrist down like that and go side to side. In the center, side to side, and then up like that. So it's this way, and down like that. Now, again, hold the wrist back straight here with the elbow straight, and then bend down and hold here. And these are called inertial exercises, NIRSCHL. Again, NIRSCHL, inertial exercises. They'll also, if you hold them and hold your hand and wrist for those 30 seconds, do I'd say like 3 sets. Hold it for 30 seconds in one way, hold 30 seconds in the other way. and do that maybe 3 times a day. That should definitely be effective for you. But I do have all the other exercises on YouTube that will help too. So the key with exercises and stretches, if you do them on a daily basis, you will get the benefit. But if you do the stretches every 5 or 6 days, it won't help you as much. And as a gamer, because we use our bodies so much, especially our hands and our wrists, it's so important that you're aware of your posture, that you change the sensitivity of your mouse, that you're using things that are kinematically balanced, meaning that your keyboards are ergonomically structured, your chair has a nice backrest, that your feet are firmly planted on the floor when you're gaming, that your elbows are at 90 degrees, and if you can, have a keyboard below the desk, a tray below the desk type keyboard. So those are a lot of things to think about. But the bottom line is, you do these things, you can have an extended career, and you won't have the pain and associated tendonitis, or hopefully it can prevent carpal tunnel, cubital tunnel, issues like that. All right. And I want to apologize, guys. I'm kind of sniffling a lot tonight. My allergies have been going crazy lately here in Los Angeles, so I apologize. All right. The next question was, this is overpowered. Here I am at my computer ready to chill. Overpowered 1337. We'll keep on chilling. Dogginess, thank you. Much appreciated. Happy to hear that. Jared, nice. Insert RS. How long do you think the video is going to be? Now, which video are you talking about? The Osu video? If you're talking about that, it'll be no more than maybe 3 to 8 minutes. I think when videos are really, really long, I think they can lose the depth of what they're trying to provide. So I'll try to make it, of course, less than 10 minutes, maybe 5 even. But it'll be packed with a lot of great information for the Osu community. The Osu community, I always think, is like a community of athletes that I've said for several months that I want to do a video, and then when I shoot, I'll do some other things, and then I'll say, okay, I'll do it next time. But this time, I am focused about it. I've given you my word that within the next 3 weeks, you will get that video. All right. The next question is from Official Kasi, Kasi. Hi, Dr. Levi. I've been playing CSGO for soon over 4 years on a fairly high level. I recently started noticing some minor pain just under my wrist, maybe a couple of centimeters under the wrist. Any tips on exercise to remove the pain or anything I can do to make it stop? Now, one thing I want to say, you said it's under my wrist, so I'm assuming that it's in this area. So once again, it's like the 3rd or 4th question tonight we've gotten about pain on this aspect of the wrist. So again, make sure you're not hyperflexing your wrist or hyperextending when you're playing, if you're playing CSGO. The other thing again is, I just had a conversation with someone recently about this, to make sure that the mouse is not too large for your hand. Because if you're using a mouse that's very large, you're going to grip that mouse even harder for more control. Now, it's the same if the mouse is too small. This can also cause a problem. So you have to find a mouse, as well as you have to make sure the sensitivity of the mouse is something that works for you and your body. If you're gripping the mouse very hard while you're playing, that's no bueno. That's not a good thing. So you have to be just very aware of that. All right. So now the other thing too, I'd say I would go to the YouTube channel, go to my channel, and look at those exercises again for gamers, for wrist and hand, forearm strengthening exercises. Those exercises will also help. But again, you have to do them on a consistent basis. As a gamer, you have to think about the following. You want to be consistent because it's like exercise. If you do it consistently, you get the benefit. If you don't, well, you won't get the benefits from it. These are the same type of exercises for the gaming community. You have to use those videos. All the videos I put up, I try, by the grace of God, to let them be what I call evergreen videos, meaning that they'll be good now and they'll be good when I'm long gone. They'll be able to help people. That's the goal, to leave a legacy of helping individuals in our community, in the gaming community. So go to those videos. That should help you a lot. Let me know too, Official Cassie. The next is from Helix 5 again. Excuse me. The pain in my wrist I get is, I believe, in the extensor pollicis brevis. Are there any stretches and exercises specifically for that area? Okay, so the extensor pollicis brevis, EPB, you know, usually if you're talking about that, you're talking about two tendons that are in this area. And these are the tendons associated with the Quer veins. There are two tendons involved. One is the abductor pollicis longus tendon, and the other is the extensor pollicis brevis tendon. So these are the two tendons that are in this compartment of the wrist, in this area, that can have some inflammation there. Now, if you have problems there, the first thing to do is to use a thumb spica splint. A thumb spica splint will help you tremendously because it will stop you from having any type of ulnar deviation of the wrist. Because if you're having pain in this area, when you bend your wrist down like this, there's more pain here. And this is called the Finkelstein's maneuver, or Finkelstein's test. And if you have pain against this area, the back of your wrist on this side, then this is often associated with the Quer veins, stenosine tenosynovitis. And I'll spell that. So it's DEQUERVAIN apostrophe S, stenosine, STENOSING, tenosynovitis. All right. And again, the thumb spica splint is the first line of defense for that, as well as rest and change the amount of gaming or whatever you're doing, a repetitive motion that's causing the problem. All right. The next question is from Dogginess. Dr. Levi, when I play games with a keyboard, I got cramps a lot. How do I prevent it from happening? Okay, the first thing is to think about, is your keyboard properly aligned? You know, again, I have a video on YouTube about proper alignment of the desk for a gamer. So I want you to go and look at that. And once you see that video, if you have questions next time, you let me know. But that has everything thoroughly and in a detailed way about how far the monitor should be, how far your keyboard should be, the mouse pad, the chair. Everything is there to talk about proper ergonomic balancing for a gamer and for your desk area. Don't forget, gamers, the issue here often with you athletes is that you're playing a game for hours, so your body is really under extreme stress and duress, basically. So it's so important that you do these stretches, that you're eating properly, that you're working out every day to mitigate the problem of just sitting down playing for such extended periods of time. You know, I think many people don't really understand the amount of stress that a gamer's body or esports athlete, how much it really goes through. It's not a joke. You know, gaming is serious business. And for those of us who are part of the community, who love it, it's a part of our lives, then we know that it's not a joke. All right? So I hope that helps you. Let me know, Dogginess. The next is from Xanthos. Oh, thanks for answering my question. Let me know if there are any specific exercises for that area of stretches. I use a low mouse sensitivity as of recently, and I'm trying to aim more with my arm now. You're doing the right thing, exactly, and not doing a lot of pushing with your wrist. You know, use your whole arm, not just the wrist. So you're doing the right thing. We've talked about that before, so I'm glad you took that suggestion. I'm glad it's helping. The next is from Overpowered. One mistake that's easy to make is to do stretches too fast and too hard. You're absolutely right. You know, I often tell people when it comes to stretches, the slower, the better. If you do them too quickly, of course, there's no benefit at all. If you do them slow and purposeful and specifically, then you get the benefit. But the goal here, too, is the stretches are kind of like exercise. If you think about it, you have to do them with the following. You know, I wrote a book. My book is entitled The Art of Fitness, A Journey to Self-Empowerment. And in my book, The Art of Fitness, I talk about, and you guys get the book, let me know what you think about that too. But in the book, The Art of Fitness, I talk about the 7 principles of fitness, and they really are this, and they can be applied to gaming also, and to being fit as a gamer. That is commitment, consistency, diet, exercise, rest, recovery, and meditation. And I think we have to do all of those things in a way that allows your body to rest, to retain its health, but more importantly, to improve your health. It's not just about staying in one area, being fit there. You want to constantly get better and better. Gaming the same way. You don't want to stay at just one level. You want to play OSU at just the easy level. You want to play OSU from easy to normal to hard to insane. You want to go all the way up. You know, it's like if you're playing Overwatch, you don't only want to play Mei but you want to play Bastion, you want to play Anna, a Tracer. You want to do different things, and the more you play each of them, the better you become. That's the bottom line. The next question is from this is Overpowered 1337. Breathing slowly is a good thing as well. Absolutely. You want to breathe slowly. You can really think about it like this way. Overpowered 1337 is that when you're doing those stretches, think about it as like a time for meditation. So you do your stretches and then just sit quietly for like 5 minutes to relax your mind, to be in a state of gratitude, to not in your mind be raging about a game that you just played or angry about it because you didn't win or because your teammates didn't play as well. Take that stretching time to really come back down to a place of gratitude and to a place where you just relax and happy that you can play. We're going to talk about rage in the second half hour too, so get ready for that. The next question is from Jared. I plan to take a break from gaming and start exercising more. Going to do these hand stretches too, so I can make them a habit and not destroy my hands and wrists. Thank you, Levi. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Jared. I agree. One thing I want to remind people is, as much as we all love gaming, if you're having problems with your hands, your wrists, your back, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your fingers, and you have to just take a break. Just take a break for a while. It doesn't mean give up the game. In my career, I've never told anyone just stop gaming forever. Of course not. Who would do that anyway? But you do want to play with mindfulness, meaning that if you're having pain or discomfort, then you have to do things to not continue to exacerbate that pain, to make the pain worse. And if you take a break, rest, brace your hands for a while, acupuncture, physical therapy, occupational therapy, those things can help you. The other thing I tell people is, if you're playing a game, let's say like CSGO, well, maybe do something different. Maybe play League of Legends. Maybe play OSU. Do something different. The key is, if your body's not liking something, if you keep on doing it, you will keep having pain. All right? So those are my thoughts about that. The next question is from That Good Sir. Do you use laser therapy in your practice? I've had tendonitis in my wrist for months, and now my chiropractor uses a class 4 infrared laser. I can definitely feel a difference in my muscle strength. Just wondering if you had heard of it or use it. Okay, so I use infrared heat in my practice. However, I don't use a laser in my practice. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about laser use from some of the athletes I take care of. So I recommend the following. Once you have a specific focused game plan for yourself with your doctor, if he or she says, well, let's do this and this, then why not try it? As long as the first thing in medicine is do no harm. So if you're working with a doctor and if he or she wants to try a modality such as a laser, and he or she has a history of it being helpful for other athletes in the gaming community, well, it should help you too, hopefully. All right? So yes, I say if it works for you, if it's safe, and your doctor, if he or she recommends it, then why not use it? All right. Now, the next question is from Fierce Kitty Cats. Will you be playing any PC games tonight? Well, I was playing OSU earlier today, actually. The next question is That Good Sir. Also, what do you think of kinesio tape? It seems to be good for pain, but more really effective for healing. What are your thoughts? I like kinesio tape. I use that a lot in my practice, actually. I actually show individuals how to apply that, because kinesio tape is great if you know how to use it. Now, if someone's using kinesio tape and they're not doing the right thing, it can actually cause a whole world of pain and can do a lot of badness, because it can constrict the way someone moves a joint. And not moving a joint properly can cause a lot of other problems. So that's very, very important. All right. So I hope that helps you. But yes, kinesio tape, I'm a fan of that. I use that. The next is, who is this? Overpowered. Insert RS. You asked me earlier, Insert RS, about the OSU video. So yeah, so that video hopefully will be 5 to 10 minutes. I'll try to make it shorter if I can. But I have some specific exercises there that I have to show. So I'll try to make it short and to the point, of course. The next is from Overpowered 1337. OSU players really need these videos, I believe, because it's even more intense than CSGO. Well, I don't know if it's more intense than CSGO, but it's definitely different from CSGO. I think every game from CSGO to League to WoW has its challenges with respect to overuse injuries in our community. So I think the videos will definitely help the OSU community, and I want them to feel engaged like all the other esport athletes that I take care of and gamers that I take care of. So yes, I think it will help. The next was from so Jared, you said by the way, you still having delay? Refresh the stream. Okay, we should be okay by now. All right, we just did that earlier, so let me know if you're still having problem. Oh, great. So the stream isn't lagging anymore. Good to hear that then. Stream quality is on point. Thanks, guys. Also, the YouTube videos have improved so much since 2015. Respect. Well, glad to hear that. That's grateful for our amazing engineer, Mr. A-Rod Price, as well as our great manager, Miss Janet Skinny Rodriguez. Next is from That Good Sir. Have you heard of muscle floss, or sometimes it's called voodoo floss? I've never heard of voodoo floss now, but muscle floss, I've heard of that. There's certain things that we do, for example, in CrossFit stretching, we can use like the rollers to floss a muscle. You can literally take a foam roller and roll it back and forth across a muscle, or you can hold your body on top of the roller and actually move your leg, for example, back and forth across, flossing across the muscle. So yeah, I have heard of muscle floss. That's a very common term, actually. The next one is from Sozad, Sowzad. Hey, I play OSU. My hand problems are mostly on the ulnar side of my left wrist, the keyboard, as well as a bit in the middle of both wrists. I don't always feel it, but mostly when playing and afterwards for a while. Any tips? Yes. Number one, again, check the sensitivity of the mouse. Really, you have to, I bet you if you change the sensitivity of your mouse, this will get better. Also be aware of the fact that when you're gaming and using a mouse, again, I said this earlier, are you hyper flexing or hyper extending your wrist? That's a problem. The wrist has to stay in as neutral a position as possible. And again, this is neutral, not hyper flex, not hyper extended. And the other thing, of course, to do is consider maybe taking your break every hour, every 5 minutes. We've talked about that before. That's really critical in the gaming community because, if you're playing for 5, 6, 8, 12, 14 plus hours, not getting up very much, sitting there, then the body doesn't like that. The body likes movement. So it's important to take that 5-minute break just to recenter yourself and then go back and kick some butt. That's the deal. All right. So I would say check your mouse. Make sure you're not resting your wrist on your desk or gel pad or mouse pad, and check the sensitivity of the mouse. The sensitivity of the mouse, I would bet you, once you do that, you're going to feel different. And then let me know how you're doing. And if that's not working, then you and I will come up with a different solution. But I'm here to be of help. All right. The next one is, again, Sowzad. My hands and wrists also crack a lot whenever I move them. Not sure if that's something bad or just natural. No, that's nothing bad. I've addressed that before. Cracking of the hands, for example, you hear these sounds like that. It simply means you have gas in the joints, and the bubbles burst when you compress them, and it makes that sound. It doesn't mean you have arthritis, doesn't mean that anything is bad. Now, if you have cracking of a joint and you have a lot of pain with it, then that's different. But if you don't have pain and just simply cracking, there's no data that says that's bad, all right? Okay, now let's get another question from, here we go. We talked about the cracking of the wrist. This is from Kyle Adder. Hi, Dr. Levi. I play FPS games, FPS first-person shooter games often, and I find that my small finger on my right hand becomes sore after a while. Do you think this is an issue with my mouse size, with my grip? Absolutely. I bet you're gripping the mouse too hard, especially when you're not firing or shooting. And the other thing, again, is check the sensitivity. I think the focus of this show above all tonight is mouse sensitivity. Check the sensitivity of your mouse so that you're not using excess energy to move the mouse. And again, that you're not resting your hand directly on the desk, especially the back of your wrist and hand, because that can really exacerbate problems with your wrist, all right? So let me know if that helps you, Kyle Adder. And then, of course, go to the YouTube channel, because there we have all those videos there, all those videos to help gamers to improve the quality of their play, but more importantly, to minimize and to mitigate any issues like tendonitis or wrist pain, hand pain. All those stretches and exercise are really there for this community, for our community. So if you use them, you'll have the benefit, all right? Let me know, Kyle. All right. Okay, now I'm going to answer one more question, then I'm going to talk about gamers' rage, all right? So the last question I'll answer right now is when I play Xbox for an extended, this is from Mike Yangolo 31. When I play Xbox for an extended duration, I get some pain in my palm directly underneath my pinky and ring finger. Is there anything I can do to prevent this pain? Well, yes, because most likely if you're having pain in this area, it could be from compression of the ulnar nerve at Guillen's canal here. So again, for that, I recommend wearing a wrist brace for a short period of time, for maybe a week or two, only at night when you go to sleep, to minimize that. And then to take your stretches every 5 minutes, every hour, take a 5-minute stretch break. And the other thing, of course, again, is to look at, again, mouse sensitivity, of everything. Actually, you said Xbox, all right? Yeah, you said Xbox. So that's not an issue there. All right. Now, Kyle Louder, is your book available to read and purchase online? Yeah, it is. You can, my book, thanks for asking again. The book is The Art of Fitness, A Journey to Self-Enhancement. You can go to my website. I have a secure line on my website. My website is just my name, Levi Harrison. And the book, of course, is about exercise, fitness, health. And really, the book is about reminding everyone to use the book as your own personal trainer, but also to let you know that when it comes to fitness, fitness is a lifestyle. You have to live it, breathe it, become it. Fitness is a lifestyle. That's the deal with that. So if you have questions about my book, let me know and I'll help you with that too. Now, I want to talk about rage. I want to take your questions too. I feel so torn right now because I know you have questions. Okay, so Overpowered 1337. I can advise anyone to watch or rewatch YouTube videos because they have mountains of very useful information. Well, thanks, Overpowered 1337. Happy to hear that. Fat Soggy Muffin is with us, guys. Okay, so Fat Soggy Muffin. Yeah, his book is for sale on his website. I picked one up for myself. It's really helpful. By the way, hey, Dr. Levi, great stream. All right, thanks, Fat Soggy Muffin. That name is so funny, guys. Glad you got the book, and I'm glad you like it. The next one is agree with everything Dr. Levi. It's from Overpowered 13.7. Also, saw his book available on Amazon. Yeah, it is available on Amazon. I tell everyone, though, if you want to get it cheaper, get it from my website. My website, it's a little less than it is on Amazon. All right, the next question, and then I got to talk about rage, guys, because we're running out of time, is Helix 5. Oh, thanks for answering my question, Doc. Just wondering why you decided to pursue a YouTube channel specifically for gamers rather than just a general orthopedic surgeon. Now, let me read that again. Pursue a YouTube channel specifically for gamers rather than just a general orthopedic surgeon. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Helix 5. Let me know what you mean. I need to know what you mean by that. I'm not sure. The next question is from, this is OCCUCHONI. Hey, Doc, I've recently gotten some pretty bad pain between my index finger and my thumb. Can you suggest some specific exercises? Yes. So if you're having pain between your index finger and your thumb, most likely you're having pain in your first web space here. So you can do this. This is called power point acupressure point. So here, hold here like that. Just hold it. Then bring your thumb and index finger together like this for a set of 20. just like that, 20 times. Then release it, and then just hold pressure there for about 30 seconds, and then release it, and then you hold again on both sides now, on the volar side and the dorsum, and then just hold pressure there and in and out with your thumb and index finger like this. So I would recommend doing that for maybe 3 minutes in the morning, 3 minutes in the afternoon, and right before going to bed, if you can. I think that will help you. You may be developing some tendonitis in this area, or maybe just overuse syndrome, which is the most common, of course, in gamers. The next question is, this is, hold on one second. This is That Good Sir. I'm definitely going to grab a copy of your book, Dr. Levi. Okay, I'll let you know what I think of it. Okay, if you get the book, or if you get it from my office, from the website, I'll sign it for you, and you'll get it that way. And if you get it from my office, I'll also send you a copy of the DVD that I did on exercise. I did an exercise DVD also on the art of fitness. All right, so thank you for your support. I'm grateful. Okay, the next one is from Dogginess. Dr. Levi, what you think is better for gaming, mechanical keyboard or membrane keyboard? Well, whichever one gives you less pain and discomfort. So I've been asked that question before. Is there anyone? I have companies asking me to endorse some of their equipment, types of equipment that they have, which I haven't done because I think there's so many that need a lot of improvement. So in time, I'll have to come up with my own version of things that I think can really help the gaming community. I have to work on that. I will say this though, some of the pro gamers are big on the mechanical, and others are bigger on membrane. So it's whatever works for you and your body. That's what I say. All right, the next question is, this is Gorgatron. That's a great name. Hey, Dr. Levi, thanks so much for your guides and expert. Okay, well, thanks, Gorgatron. I'm grateful. Happy to help you. Okay, you know what, guys? Let's talk about rage, because that was going to be our focus today of the show. Rage and how to cope with it. So, as many of you have seen, like I have on YouTube, there's so many videos there showing people just going bonkers and bananas and losing their mind after they lose a game, after they're defeated, or if their team plays poorly. So, and what happens is they'll become so angry they will throw their monitor or throw the keyboard or throw the mouse or just start breaking up stuff, just going bananas. But the key is, I want you to do this. When it comes to rage and gamers rage, it's so important, number one, that you, after you play the game, victory or defeat, either one, that you stop, just take 10 seconds just to count to 10, period. Just count to 10. Just stop, count to 10. Then get up, go away from the desk, away from your monitor, away from your Xbox, away from your console, away from your joystick. You walk away and stay away from the keyboard for about 5 minutes. When you leave, you sit down and just breathe and relax. And remind yourself you are playing a game. It is not a life-threatening emergency. I see those every day in my practice. Gaming is not. Now, we love the game. Of course we love it. That's why we play these games. We love them. They're a part of our lives. However, don't become so enraged that you break up your equipment. Now you can't play for maybe a week or two until you get something built out again, or you have to go out and buy it again. So just remember, yes, these are games that we love, but then before you pick up something to throw, think to yourself, wait, I'm going to have to rebuy this. I'm going to have to set up everything again. I have to clean up after it's all broken everywhere. Just rage is something we all have to deal with the following. And that is remembering, when you're gaming, you're either reacting or you're responding. When we're gaming, we're reacting. Everything is quick reaction. We have to do that. However, you want to increase your actions per minute. You're going really, really fast. But then when the game is over, then you have to respond. And the response is the response you give to yourself of saying, you know what? Wow, I'm angry. I'm pissed off. They just beat us. But you know what? Nobody died. Nobody's going to go somewhere and respawn. You're still living. You don't have to go back and get some healing. But if you break up stuff, you will have to explain all of that. And you have to rebuy it. So, again, my 3-step rule for rage. Number one, when the game is over, You just stop, you sit there, you count to 10. You close your eyes, breathe, you count to 10. The next step, you get up, walk away from the field of play. You walk away from the arena where you are. Your desk is the arena, of course. You walk away from that because you need to be out of the aspect where you are, where you're feeling so angry and pissed off at everything and everybody. Then you go away, you sit down, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you simply just breathe and think to yourself, wow, that was really a great game, we won. Or wow, that was really a good game and we lost. But guess what? The commonality of it was a good game and you won, or it was a good game and you lost, is that it was a game. All right, that's really important. It was a game. No one was injured, hurt, maimed, massacred. You know, it was a game. So as much as we love it, we have to really just go to that Zen place, that peaceful place. All right. So I want to know what you guys think about that. I want to know if you guys use this technique. I'm asking you to use it, please. And then when we're back here in several weeks, I want to hear about it. I want to hear, did it help you? And also I want to know, even tonight, do any of you guys have rage like that? Do you experience rage? Have you seen your friends with rage like this? And of course, as per usual, I want to know where you guys tuning in from. Are you in the UK? Are you in Sweden, Finland? You know, I want to know where are you guys, all right? Okay, so those are my thoughts about rage. I want to hear your thoughts about my thoughts. How's that? And again, as you know, we're here for one thing. I do these segments simply to be of service, to help the gaming community, as well as remind myself why I like being a part of this community. All right. So I'll take a few questions, and then we'll go from there. This is from, Fat Soggy Muffin. Yeah, I'm pretty guilty at breaking my headset. Really? Well, that's an expensive thing to break, I can tell you that. Again, Fat Soggy Muffin, when you're about to take that headset and slam it to the wall or twist it, you stop, count to 10, get up away from the arena of play, from your desk. You sit there, wait about 5 or 10 minutes, close your eyes, just breathe, and then go back and start again. Now you don't have to get more headsets. You know, yours will still be working. But breaking headsets, that'll be problematic if you keep on doing that. All right. So let's go to, this was, Cute Pony says, I don't know. Smashing things on stream usually leads to donations. Yeah, but then you're donating stuff that doesn't work. So I recommend not to smash anything. All right. This is from Kyle Adder. Long term, it's a bad idea, though. What headset? Razer. Fat Soggy Muffin. I stopped buying Razer because I wouldn't break them. Okay. Because I would break them. Okay. Fat Soggy Muffin. Next is from Paper State. Oh, you're from Texas? Great. Soward from Sweden. Fantastic. Sozad. Sowzad from Sweden. Okay. And the next is from Kyle Adder. I normally count to 20 and it helps a lot more now that I've used that technique many times. Great to hear that, Kyle Adder. That's the way to do it. Oh, you're from New Zealand. I have a friend who's in New Zealand right now, Kyle Adder. Yeah, he's going from Australia to New Zealand. He's there right now, actually. Yeah, again, New Zealand's another place I want to get to. The next question is, Dr. Levi, this is from Gargatron. What about one of those grip tools people use at desk or a stress ball? So stress balls are fine. They can be used if you're feeling that, but I think it's a better technique to really just get up, get away from your desk, get away from the headset that you might break, get away from the keyboard that you might toss, get away from the monitor that you might kick or punch. I think you have to get away from the arena. That's what I think. And then you can kind of come back to yourself and say, okay, you know what? I'm playing a game that I love a lot, and I lost. You know, life goes on. I have my health. I can still play. you have to think about those things of gratitude. I think gratitude is my favorite word in an entire lexicon of words. I love that word because gratitude gives us a chance to think, am I living a life of service for other people? Am I happy? And am I doing the right thing? Am I living a life of purpose and passion? And I want gamers to do that. I want gamers to know that they matter. I want gamers to know that gaming is a lifestyle. And I want gamers to be unapologetic about being a gamer. I used to have a lot of shame about, sharing with my colleagues that I game because of the things that they would say, but not anymore. I stopped that 12, 15 years ago. I don't care. So I think gamers, we have to unite, especially now that the world is so divisive in so many ways, that as gamers, we come together as a great community to help each other, all right? And my job is to help you. That's why I'm doing this. All right, next question. And if you guys have any other issues about rage, let me know and we'll talk more about that too. This is from Paper State. We talked about the grip tubes, the stress ball. I said you can use that if you like. Not a bad idea. Next is from Paper State. Whenever I get rage, usually a nice slam on the desk calms me down. Yeah, don't slam the desk, then you might break your finger or hand or your wrist, So no slamming things. Just get away, walk away, just walk away for a little bit and then come back and in a peaceful place. And then you'll be able to play better, hopefully. And more importantly, all your equipment will be intact, nothing broken. So you haven't hurt any equipment, you haven't hurt yourself. But even slamming your fist and hands, that can break a finger easily. I've seen it. Yes. So we got another New Zealander, Nano Noodle, fantastic. Paper State is pretty funny. Never broke any of my stuff because I can't afford to replace it. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you don't want to break up stuff. The next was from Gargatron. I agree with moving away. Was just curious about combining a stress ball or that grip thing when you walk away. That's okay. I think that's fine, Gargatron, to have the stress ball there. But more importantly, get away from the arena. Get away from the area of play. That's because, anything that you're in and the emotions are high, something may happen. But if you're away from, you have time to really relax, and through resilience, come back to yourself. So that's what I think would be a better technique. All right. Another question here is from, this is from Dogginess. He says, my cousin rages every game, every time he wins or loses. Well, let me say this. Well, that's interesting. He rages when he wins or he loses. So the key with that, again, is walk away. Step away from your computer, step away from your monitor, step away from the mouse, from the keyboard, from your chair. Just step away. Count to 10. Go sit away for about 5 minutes or so. Breathe, come back, and be ready to play. Real simple. Not difficult at all. Okay, Nano Noodle was from New Zealand, I remember. A rage just motivates me to be a better and smarter gamer. Well, I think controlled rage is not a bad thing, but I also think rage in general is not a good thing. So I think if we can maybe change the narrative from rage to focus intensity versus rage. Rage means you're just out of control. Rage means that stuff happens, you don't even remember doing it, things are broken up, and then you have regret and remorse about it afterwards, and guilt. Guilt, I associate those things with rage. People do things and then they don't remember doing them. They're so out of they're in that moment, and things are such a crisis to them. So rage is not something we want to think about. I think we want to talk about focus, passion of gaming, why we love it, and do it properly, and do as well as we can. But then if we lose or win, just to walk away and to come back to yourself without any feelings of stress or guilt or apathy or anger. All right. The next is from Sozad. I think Sozad was also from New Zealand, I believe, or Finland. Sozad, S-O-W-Z-A-D. What do you think could be the cause of occasional numbness, tingling in the ulnar wrist of my keyboard hand? Well, that can be due to, again, resting the hand, having compression on this side of your wrist, of course, playing without taking stretch breaks, and more importantly, check the sensitivity of your mouse. One thing I tell gamers all the time in my practice is, don't be afraid to change the sensitivity of the mouse. If you don't change it, you won't know if it works better for you. Be willing to do that to see if your body feels better. A lot of repetitive stress injuries, they're just that, repetitive stress. You're doing them over and over, but if you do something different, you may get a better outcome. And let me know how you're doing, and we can always work on it together to hopefully get things better for you. All right? Okay, next is from Pohewasu. I wonder where you're from. And the question is, Dr. Levi, do you have any tips on preventing rage in the first place? Oh, absolutely. Real easy. Is right when you're playing or even after you play, again, remind yourself before you do anything, when the game is over and it comes up victory or defeat, just remind yourself, hey, I'm playing a game that I love. What is there to be angry about? What is there to be pissed off about? I'm playing something that I love. I have equipment that works. I have proper internet access. How blessed we are, to be able to play games like this. So I think don't go to the place of rage if you're staying in a place of gratitude, being happy about having the opportunity to play. And then when you feel that, what I call hyper excitement and wanting to break something or throw something, just to say, wait. Dr. Levi would say, stop. He would say, stop, take a breath, count to 10, walk away, sit quietly, think about things you're grateful for, then go back and play again and play even better. All right? Now, I hope that helps you. But again, don't go to rage because you're just so happy that you're able to play the game. You have to remind yourself you're playing a game. No one is actually going to die. If you're playing a first-person shooter game, when you're done with that, if someone knocks you off before you knock them off, guess what? You're gonna that person on screen is gonna respawn and gonna be able to play again. It's not life or death. You're not dead. You're still able to play. So we have to put everything in proper perspective. And as much as we all love gaming, we have to not be so stressed out while we're gaming, and definitely not be stressed out after we game, win or lose. All right, the next one is paper slate. That's true. I bruised my hands really bad once. I like to switch off the PvP games if I'm getting upset. Play something that I can just chill on. Yeah, I agree with you, paper slate. You have to just know your body, know your mind. And if something feels like, hey, I'm going to explode on someone today, I'm going to hurt something, I'm going to break something, I'm going to hurt myself, then you have to just step back and stop. That's the bottom line. Now, we only have like 5 minutes to go, everybody, so I'm going to try to get to another question or two. This is from M6DTSK. I broke my pinky finger about 14 years ago and now still feel discomfort with my pinky and ring finger as they were set together in the same cast. Is there any remedy? Well, it was 14 years ago. Number one, I'd have to ask you have something called a crossover deformity. Crossover deformity means that often when someone will break their small finger, if it's not set properly, when they close their hand like this or make a fist, they're can you guys hear me? Because the sound just went out on my mic. Hope you guys can hear me because the sound just went out on my mic. But they'll have a crossover deformity. And a crossover deformity means that the small finger crosses over the ring finger when you close your hand. And they'll end up like that. So we can do some things for that. We can do an osteotomy. Sometimes we can re-break the bone and put some plates in there. But I often tell people if it doesn't bother you a lot, then just live with it, unfortunately. Because surgery, always try to avoid surgery. And I'm a surgeon. I tell my patients this all the time. Because surgery does one of three things. Make you better, make you worse, or no change. So you only have a 33.33% of getting better. So unless you really need surgery should always be the last resort. If this happened 14 years ago and you've been dealing with it, I would try to wear a brace for a while to maybe decrease, maybe getting some tendonitis on that side of your wrist. But I would not stress out about it, not at all. All right. The next question is from, this is from Paper State again, or Paper Slate. when I take my breaks and stretch my hands, how many sets should I do? 2 to 3? Absolutely, yes. 2 to 3 and hold every stretch for at least 30 seconds. And be sure to take your 5-minute break every hour after gaming. That's really important. The next is from Tyree Cole, LOL. Any tips for helping calm teammates down who are beginning to rage or are raging? Are you from Philly? I bet Philly's pretty cold right now, I bet. So let's talk about that. So I would say before you play with your team, let them know that, hey, we're going to be relaxed. We're going to be focused. It's not going to be any drama. We're going to go out and play this game and do it really well. And just tell them, hey, when it's over, we're not going to be throwing things or screaming or cussing out everybody. That's just not, it's not the way to do it. I think gamers, we have to play with pride, and we have to play with a sense of conviction, purpose, and passion. But more importantly, in a way that doesn't insult other players. You know, that's important to me. Okay, everyone. Well, we're gonna. Okay, so Tyree Cole, I hope that helps you. Okay, any other questions here? Okay, so I'll do this one last question here. This is from Comrade_Alex. Quick question. How should I keep my arm when gaming on the PC? Leave my arm resting on the desk or raised? It's better to leave it slightly raised. And if you do, rest your arm on the desk for a little while. Don't keep it there for a long period of time. That's the goal. It's the long period of time. If the wrist there's pressure on your wrist or your forearm, that can cause the neuropathies that we see at the wrist, from compression of the ulnar nerve at Guillen's Canal to compression of the median nerve here at the carpal tunnel. So really try to keep your arm raised. It's better. All right. Okay. So I want to remind everyone, we have a new video on YouTube on tendonitis and exercises to prevent tendonitis. We just put that up today at about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock this morning. And I hope that helps everyone. Let me know your comments about that. I hope this stream helps you. I want to remind you, of course, to not rage, and just to feel happy that you can game and that your equipment works and that you have internet access. All those are great things, but don't break up things. Don't beat up people. Don't curse out people. It's just it's not the way to go. All right. So, and let me know if this stream helps you. Join me on YouTube Live, of course. We'll be doing that, and of course Twitch TV every first Saturday of the month at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. And then let me know the things that you want me to talk about. Let me know via Twitter and Facebook. And thanks for subscribing to Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and following us and liking us on all those social media platforms. I'm really grateful. Let your friends know. Subscribe. Our goal is 2 million viewers, so be a part of our community. This is Dr. Levi. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you guys back in a month. Game on.